Pete, before we conclude part one of your story, we have one final guest. You met him in Sydney and he was with you during the days of Brie. You even went into business together, opening the now iconic Auckland gay bar, Urge. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage a friend to Peter for many, many years, Mr. Larry Quickenden. There we go. Larry, thank you for being with us this evening.
Why wouldn't I be here?
Indeed, indeed.
Wild horses wouldn't keep me away.
As I mentioned, you actually met Pete in Sydney. Tell us more about how that happened.
Well, like Elaine, we were at the East Sydney Tech doing our course in hotel and catering management, and that's where our journey started. Back then, of course, East Sydney Tech is right on Oxford Square. Wasn't so gay then, but it was a little bit gay, I suppose. And years later, I learned that the Wailing Wall was on the other end of the Tech, where the boys go in night time to do their thing.
Sell their wares. You weren't there, were you?
Not me then, dear. In fact, I didn't come out till many years later. In fact, that Brie days.
Yeah, no. Pete soon became known as Vera. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, well, Pete always said that whatever ailment you had, cut, scratch, sunburn, aloe vera is the thing to cure all. So there he was, that's how he became Vera, our dear Vera.
Oh dear aloe vera, there you go. You lost touch with Peter after some time. What happened there?
I went travelling and then I came back to Auckland and discovered that Pete had opened up Brie with a couple of fellow Kiwis, which from day one was a successful restaurant. There wasn't a lot of venues open in those days, and they created a formula which was similar to a little French restaurant you'd go to in Sydney called Chez Marius. And they came back and sort of copied it a wee bit, and it was an instant success. And I cooked for them for about 3 years, and then I went away. And when I had the opportunity to come back, Pete had gone on his journey with his horses.
You co-founded the now iconic Urge Bar with Peter together. How did that come about?
It was many years, and we'd sort of bumped into each other around the world. Pete was doing his horses and I was doing a bit of travelling, met up with him in Toronto, and then we were on the Costa del Sol in Spain, and that's where Pete sort of got his idea, I think, for Surrender Dorothy's. We walked into this bar and there was this fabulous drag queen behind the bar, and he said, I can do that. And so Pete took the opportunity, I think, when he knew that it was getting harder and harder for him to do the horse side, that he still had the bar side to fall back on, and he took those opportunities. And he'd gone through Surrender Dorothy's, and then he got really sick and we thought we were going to lose him, but he bounced back as he's done many times. And then we were sitting around the table one night, I think we were just finishing gnawing on a few lamb shanks, and we decided that it was time Auckland needed a bar for men. And we did the concept from there, and then Pete and I, well actually Pete did most of the work because I went off to America for a 10th and bowling tournament and came back and was nearly set up, but in that time he and his partner at the time decided they wanted to go to Sydney, and so he helped me open it, and then he ventured off to Sydney.
Big wide world. And there you go. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Peter's longtime friend, Mr. Larry Quickenden. There you go. Well, that concludes the first half of our celebration. Please take a quick bathroom break and grab a drink. If you haven't already done so, check out the silent auction. There are some wonderful things up for grabs. We'll be back in about 15 minutes' time with a show from Tess and a live auction with some very special pieces donated to the Cartier Trust. Everybody, a final round of applause for our first half guests, Yvonne, Elaine and Larry.